Hey, what's up? Welcome to Degen Ed. That's degenerative education, meaning none of this is financial advice. Just me having fun looking at charts, like the chart behind me, which is of NEO, ticker symbol NIO. And so here I am recording this during market hours on Tuesday, October 15th, and NEO is currently trading right around $5.60, being down about 3.33% on the days so far, but of course that is changing because the market is currently open. And so I wanted to go over the chart, go over a few things that have occurred in the past and that I think we have retraced to a pretty key level that could be holding as support, and we could be forming an abandoned baby between today and tomorrow. We will have to wait and see. And so, yeah, I just wanted to go over the chart because I'm pretty excited that we did pull down to $5.60. And so here, looking at the chart, you can see this big wedge that we had formed. And by the way, these candles are on the daily time frame. And so here we can see this wedge that we have formed. We broke out, formed this bull flag just below this purple downtrend. I'll go over that in a minute. And then we did move up to getting past $7 a share, but got rejected right around $7.71 before pulling back about, I believe, 27.5% or so. And, we did retrace to that purple downtrend that could be acting as support. We could be forming an abandoned baby there. So, I am really excited that price has pulled back because I was expecting price to be going up to around $8 a share. As you can see, I've got that alert there, but we didn't get up to that level. And I'll go over why $8 stood out to me in a minute. I just have to switch to the log scale for the y-axis. But here, looking at the chart, I think that there are a number of reasons why this purple downtrend is going to be acting as support. One is because when we formed this bull flag, that was the top there. So we had consolidation below that level. That will then be acting as support. It's going to be tough for us to get back into this level here because there were a lot of buyers there. There are probably going to be more buyers if we do dip lower. Also, as you can see from this purple downtrend, one of the pivot points was the high from May 15th when we hit a high of $6.05. And so with that downtrending level, that does intersect right around $5.60, which so far today, the low of the day was $5.55. So if you're a person that likes repeating numbers, maybe that's a good luck sign, especially because it's 555 rather than, another series of numbers. But anyways, I'm just going to pull into picture a couple Fibonacci's that I have drawn. One is this light blue one going from the lows that we hit on August 8th. So that was the low following this pullback. We hit a low of $3.63 and then going up to that high of $7.71. We can see we're just below the 50% retracement there at a price of $5.67. But if in case we do break lower, we break below this downtrending level, the 618 is at a price of $5.18.9 or right around $5.20. So if we do start to head lower, look for $5.20 to be acting as support, because we might be seeing that. But then since we did see this little bit of a pullback when we formed that bull flag, I've got another retracement here. I'm just going to bring into picture, and we can see that the 786 is at a price of $5.55.6. So, that's basically exactly the low for the day of $5.55. So, there's just like a confluence of levels there. Not only these two Fibonacci levels, also this downtrending purple line, as well as the tops over here and over here. So I think that we are moving into a lot of support. And also, if we do look at the MACD here, the histogram, the numbers that are changing over here, that's the difference between the MACD and the signal. And we can see that the histogram is currently at negative 0.156, 0.15, somewhere around there. And it does look to be pretty negative. Maybe we start to see this flip over and start to become positive in the next few days. If we do form an abandoned baby, that would be putting in a bullish reversal candle here, basically returning what we had lost following the open of yesterday, the 14th on Monday. So we opened on Monday at a price of $6.06. So if we see a gap up tomorrow and a close around $6.06, that would be an abandoned baby pattern, and that would suggest that price is going to go higher. And so if I do flip over to the web browser, we can see this is the bullish abandoned baby pattern from Investopedia. I'll include a link to that page in the description of the video if you want to see that. But we did get this pretty big, massive bearish candle yesterday, going down over 7% on the day. Now it looks like, we could be putting in a reversal signal. It depends on where we close, but if it ends up being a doji or a spinning top, not too much price action on the day, and we still have this gap here from the close of yesterday, which was at a price of $5.79. That gap down, if it is filled or gapped above tomorrow, that would then be, a bullish abandoned baby pattern. And I think that would be looking really good. And so that's what I'm expecting to happen, but we could also bleed lower. Like I had mentioned, $5 and around 20 cents. That could be a bottom. When we get into like the meat of this flag, I think we could definitely see support being found there. Maybe some wicks down to 520, but ideally no closes below 519 to be respecting that level as support. And also, if we do look at the RSI, that was previously above 70, so in the overbought territory. And we actually kind of formed this like double top pattern with the RSI getting a high over here on September 9th of 76.27, and then again a high on October 2nd of 76.20. We have pulled back, we have cooled off. So I would look for this RSI to start, turning around. And if we do see a gap up tomorrow, we could definitely see the MACD starting to trend towards being positive, the RSI starting to head back up to 70, and we could be seeing some moves back to above $7 a share. And so, I just wanted to take a step back to go over some of these levels, and then I will flip over to the log scale based on, why I think price could be coming to $8 a share. And I have to say it is based on that red line that you see there, but that is based on the log scale, so I will have to switch over to it. And so here, looking at it on this time frame, I've got this purple downtrend based on the high pivot from February 16th of this year, as well as the high pivot from May 15th, as I had mentioned before. And, it kind of looks like we got an inverse head and shoulders pattern there, but we did fade lower, and so kind of negating that pattern. So, I was hoping that this was going to be breaking out over here. Instead, we got this pullback and a breakout up to 771 months later. So kind of a disappointing thing there, but still, I think that purple downtrend right now is acting as support. It was previous resistance. We did break out from the scene of the crime, and now we have retraced to it. So I think that looks really good. Taking a step back further, we can look at that thicker purple line that did act as resistance. That is, kind of similar to this one that, I think we could be forming another inverse head and shoulders pattern. Maybe it fails like this one and we fade following the formation of it, but maybe we break out from it. And so that is really just based on kind of being approximate, but just being like the pivot highs from over here. This is the end of 2023, around December 28th, pivot high there. And then that same pivot high from September 30th. So, just a couple weeks ago when we were at 771. And so we've got the inverse left shoulder here, inverse head right here. And now we are pulling back to a level of support. And if we do start to move up towards that thick purple neckline, that could be a breakout to beyond $8 a share in my view. And the way that we can determine that is by doing a measured move. So taking a measurement from the low here, right around $3.61, taking a straight line up to that neckline. I'm actually just going to adjust this a little bit. The big cursor that I've got, makes it a little difficult to draw. But yeah, so I've got the straight line going up there. If I move it to the break, let's say we break around the middle of November, that could be bringing price up to around $12.60, which from this break would represent about a 68% move to the upside, or about $5 going up from right around $7.50. But from current price, if I do drag this over to here, that would represent a move of more than 125%, going up about $7 a share from current levels. So looking really good there. And then so finally, what I wanted to throw up on the chart is by switching over to the logarithmic scale, we can look at that red downtrend to see how that corresponds with the current price action. And so before I do that, before I zoom into the chart over there, and I will actually switch over to the weekly time frame for this, we can see where this downtrend originates from. That goes back to the highs that we hit at the beginning of 2021, got a number of tests of that level, with the final pivot point being the high at the beginning of August of 2023. And so that has been very notable resistance, going back all the way to the beginning of 2021. So, it's a pretty impressive downtrend, and we have not ever really traded above that. Gotten some wicks above, but really, no closes above it. Maybe we got a close just above it during some weeks in November of 2021, but nothing really notable, just really like wicks above that level. And so that does correspond approximately with right around $8 a share. So I suspect we might get rejected if we do move up to 8, or if we do move to this purple downtrend, which might be right around $7 now. But if we do get rejected from that, if we start to consolidate, that could be some more consolidation like we had recently seen with this bull flag here. So if we do get a move up to 7 or right around 750 and start to consolidate around there, just like we did here, if it's downtrending, I think that's great. That would just mean that we were waiting to get a break from that level, and then I think we could be seeing price getting back to around $12 a share, something like that. And also, I did want to point out a couple other levels that might be acting as resistance on our way to $12 and around 60 cents. And so I've got $9.57 here. That does look like it was the high right around the end of 2023 in December. And so that might be acting as resistance again. And then I also have this line at $11.67. And so that does correspond with this pivot low from May 12th of 2022. And so we did bounce from there. Maybe that acts as resistance. So maybe we don't make it all the way up to $12.60. Maybe we get rejected right around $11 and let's say 69 cents. Just have fun with it. But then also, if we do go past $12.60, we do have the pivot high here that I don't have marked, but that's right around the beginning of August of 2023. And we can see that pivot high is right around $16 a share. So that's a more than 3x from current price. So maybe we see that, in the months ahead, maybe in the first quarter of 2025. So yeah, with the price action down here and it bouncing to around $5.69, down only about 2% right now, I think this could be a great dip buying opportunity before a lot of upside potential, whether that's to 7, 8, or 10, or 12, or 16. So I'm pretty excited about this dip, and I am looking forward to seeing where we are in the coming weeks. But as always, those are just my thoughts. If you found them helpful, make sure you like the video, share your thoughts in the comments down below, and make sure you subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Thanks a lot for watching. Take care, you guys.